So, yeah.
Right. Well, I really am looking forward to this thing, man. It's going to be an amazing ride, and it'll be so much fun to do with you. And I think we have a lot to say. Obviously, we're two talky gents. That's cool. I can definitely do the chatty. Um, that's pretty funny, man. You better make sure that you're showing people that that actually is Wiley, because it looks like something phallic when you turn them up. Like turn your cup up, right?
I've
Just give
said
us a
that
face
before.
shot of it. Give me the face shot of it. There you go. Okay. People are gonna be like, "What in the hell are these guys doing? What is that?"
I can see. Yeah, it looks a little strange.
Yeah, it
I can,
does. Could be. Like, no, man, it's Wile E. Coyote, man. The
I
cartoons,
swear,
remember? Like, yeah, whatever.
Riley's the man. He's been around for a
Who's the
while.
dude? Was the dude with the sex toy in his coffee mug?
My DukaRoo.
Classic. So what a way to open. So right away, like, yeah, I don't know, man. Do these guys have any, like, you think they're gonna be a success? Like, I don't know, man. You might as well take the dildo off of his coffee cup. That'd probably be a good idea.
Had
Okay.
entertainment value. I knew what I was doing the whole time.
uh, Classic.
All right.
Okay. No way, man. I'm all about Warner Brothers cartoons. Dude, if we didn't have those when we were children, think about it. It was like some of the most magical times of my existence as a little boy in the 70s in Tucson, Arizona. Come on. Right?
I watched a few the other day.
Did
They
you?
still have a lot. They stand the test of time. I was watching Pepe Le Pew.
Nice.
And
excellent.
yeah,
Love
it
Pepe Le Pew.
stands the test of time. And actually, going back and watching some of those, there's like some stuff that definitely slipped past my radar. Like I was too young to understand the adult humor that was going on behind that.
Oh yeah, man. There's lots of sexual innuendo going on. There's no doubt
Especially
about
with
that.
Pepe Le Pew, because he's always chasing the chick. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
Absolutely.
I was kind of blown away by like, wow, they were saying all of those things when I was younger, and
uh-huh.
I almost think I got called up on one of those things that like I repeated from a Pepe Le Pew, but like I had no idea how not forward thinking, but how adult oriented those cartoons are.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I like
definitely,
it.
you know,
Harmless.
Warner Brothers definitely had that innuendic vibe. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to revisit some of them. I haven't watched them in quite some time, but I remember that, man. You know, little tiny feet and legs and feet hanging off a couch, bowl of cereal, nothing's going down. It's like they're airing it like early in the morning, so you're stoked, so you could get that morning hit. And then if you were like really stoked, you get in the afternoon too, because they do, like where I was when I was a child, you know, those summer days where they know that you're it's hot as hell in Tucson, Arizona, so you're just cooking, and they know kids are going to be inside. So the deal was we get the old runs of like, now it's 2 hours straight of like all the old first reels of cartoons, like the original cartoons, into the new stuff. You know, it was magic. It was
Ultra entertaining.
Yeah, man.
Ultra. I love all that old stuff. Still stands the test of time. I'll stand by it. It's good stuff. Still.
Right on. So
you can
I wanted
I bet.
Yeah, absolutely. But I wanted to kind of go back and forth here and let folks know, you know, from both of our perspectives, what we intend to do here, what the intention is here with this one podcast. And of course, when I came up with the brainstorm, I don't know, last month or whatever, you know, I really realized that I wanted to take this thing out on a new level and get in the podcasting realm and do a vlog and do a video cast on those three planes, on those three subjects, you know, better mental health, things we can do right now that are beneficial to our situation, especially right now in the pocket right now with COVID. I mean, obviously, you know, all of this thing has become an absolute human equalizer to everybody on the planet in some capacity. So, and I really got a heavy feeling, an electric feeling about wanting to do casts and discuss certain topics with many people, and have you and I interview folks on certain topics that affect our mental health, the practice of a healthy mind, just how you're rolling, just how you're keeping your, you know, where the euphemisms aren't used. You know, how you doing, Michael? Oh, I'm holding my shit down. Like, that's not good. You don't really want to hold your shit down. You know what I mean? It'd be nice if it was like pretty Like, I'm good, man. I'm feeling you. So practice element kind of things. Physical health, because we're in quarantine. What are the two major factors that we're all suffering as humans if we're in this predicament in terms of lockdown? Wow, can patience be a new experience and difficult to, maintain? Is it bringing up other issues? Did you have issues going in before you had these circumstances and couldn't go outside or have limited access? What that's doing to the physical body, right? How our habits have changed dramatically in a short period of time by being locked up inside and only having machines and technology to communicate with in terms of each other. And then just to discuss the availability of energy, human energy, kinetic energy, universal energy, and to draw upon quite a few folks who are world leaders in terms of promoting messages out there in terms of mental health, spiritual health, your spiritual existence. And when I say spiritual, I don't mean religion. I mean your spirit, your inner spirit as a human being. How to keep that candle lit, that if it starts to dim, we're we're engaging information from many, 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 many professionals and many amazing people around the world that have practical practice formulas that you can use to keep that candle and that flame cooking real nice in terms of a positive outlook and moving forward. Because right now, mental health is, the numbers in terms of fatality rate, just negative symptoms in human beings is, it topples the unemployment rate or the rate of actual infected COVID cases, times 10x. So definitely want to do some cool stuff with that. And then just do things that we dig, right? We talked about things we're going to talk about that we dig, right? Like, what do you dig, DukaRoo?
Right now, I'm heavily invested in the sport of paragliding. I've been enjoying myself for the last couple of summers.
Yes,
In the
me mate here is a flyer, a real badass with a wing, no? Pretty cool stuff.
floating.
Yeah, man.
I've been for the last 10 years or so. I've been ski bum. I've just retired. I'm a retired ski bum now, and on the ultra lucrative world of paragliding. No, I think what happened with me is I realized, especially with skiing, with mountain biking, even on the regular a road bike, when you get into those zones of stoke, I'm mimicking the act of floating on powder or floating.
Mm-hmm.
On when you're flying down a trail on a bike, the full suspension bike, you have that feeling of floating.
Floating, yeah, absolutely.
You're racing on a bike, you feel like you're floating. And now I just cut straight to the chase, and I put a wing. I strap myself to a wing, and I actually go floating.
You
Like
just run off
this should
of
call.
mountains in Colorado, don't
Yeah,
you? Don't you?
it's not.
This is going to be the only problem with this vlogcast and this podcast is that I'm here to tell you how, and you can see how cool my co-host is. He's a rad dude, but he runs off of mountains with a T-shirt on. So we're going to hope that safety protocols in place and we've got really good odds. Otherwise you're going to be like, hey, wow, it's the Michael Jullian show now. We got to make sure you have nice landings every time, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
This
That's
thing
a
blows
huge
up and
goal.
this thing blows up and gets really big. We're going to make you sign T's and C's that potentially we're going to limit you from flying from time to time.
Tell you what, man, in my old age, I've gotten dinged up a lot. I've had, I'm just going to estimate 9, 10 surgeries, something like that, probably more than that.
Sure.
From a lot of those are injuries, not just like preventative maintenance or, it's
Right.
all kind of injury based stuff.
Like what? Like what have you done to yourself?
Oh man. We'll start with the right hand. I have a plate in this right hand. I have pins in this left finger.
Mm-hmm.
I've had 2 separate surgeries on the meniscus of my left knee. I've had a plate in my right tibial plateau. So with a bone graft, a plate, 8 screws, meniscus repair, meniscus removal, and a PCL repair in the right leg. I've had a plate put in the tib fib down low by my right ankle. I've had shoulder surgery to pin.
To just like maybe like accent the other plates. You're like, it's a little uneven up top. Can we just like shove
Yeah,
one
just
in
gonna.
there?
I'm
Because
not
like
fully bionic yet, so
my
that's.
knee and my like my ankle and stuff are gonna feel like they're getting, they're getting all the attention. You're like, just give me some screws. I don't need one. Just stick one in there.
Well, it was actually strange enough. I think it was a weird thing that happened. Is there's a like a bursa sac that sits between bones, so that doesn't really those bones never really connect. Well, that had slipped out of place, so they had to like suture that back up in there. And since then, it's
That's
been
a fun one. That's a super fun one.
it wasn't too bad actually, considering some
No?
of the other surgeries that I've been through. It was an easy one.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then I had bone spurs on my feet from living in hockey skates and living in ski boots for the last 10 years and hockey skates all growing up. I had
Right.
these gnarly knobs on my feet. They looked really alien and crazy. And so I had all those shaved down. And that was a gnarly surgery as well, because you're like
Wow.
really shaving down bone, thinking it's not going
Right.
to be any big deal. You're just going to cut some stuff off. Like, no, that shit is still painful.
Yeah.
To this day, if I go rub that scar like right now, it's still
Still tender, huh?
a lot, like very painful surgery.
Wow,
But
man.
but to get back to my point, I've had a lot of these injuries, and I find that flying, I really enjoy flying. I really enjoy it. And I'm starting as an older man to realize that I want to fly again tomorrow. I don't take 3 months off because I broke my shit off. And not to mention pain. I used to have a very high threshold for pain, and I think over the years I've just gotten so beaten down. Maybe I have such a buildup of pain from all these surgeries and all these things I've had to fix that
Right.
now, like a dog steps on my foot and I jump through the roof. Like it's just not. My pain threshold is not there anymore. Like I can't. It's like it's almost like I'm on the tip of firing off at any moment. Like I said. Like literally a dog's paw will step on my foot and I'll be like, ah. If the nail gets me just right, I'm jumping through. What the heck's going on? Like stub my toe. I used to just walk right over that. Now it's debilitating pain. Like,
Right.
so that being said, all these obstacles that typically I might be getting a little bit flying a little bit closer to, like I'm flying, I'm giving them plenty of room. Like it's just, so that being said, I'm a lot more responsible as a 37-year-old man with a lot of injuries. And I feel like I've learned a lot from them. And yeah, like anything, man, it can be a risky sport. A lot of people think paragliding's an adrenaline sport. It's really not. You get a little bit of that, a little shot, like when you're taking off and landing, but the rest of it's so peaceful. It's just, there's
Right.
so much solace. Your body is just in this zen typically
I
when
would
you're flying.
imagine so, man. Like when you're in the fly, when you're actually out and
Chill,
you're up, it
ultra
must
chill.
be just like a really serene, kind of peaceful, fluffy, no, not to be stupid here, but a floating vibe, Your feet are
I've
out in front of
experienced
you,
more
you're leaning
paragliding
back in the seat, and you're just like, must be pretty relaxing.
It can be. It can be turbulent too, but for the
Right.
most part, what we're seeking is that clean air. And when you
Sure.
get
That's
up
what I
there,
mean. Like in the perfect airspace.
yeah, clean air. I mean, like the perfect day, you got a 10-mile-an-hour headwind. You pop your wing up, you turn around, and basically you take one step forward to power the wing up to get it fully inflated. And
Right.
then basically if you have like a 13-mile-an-hour headwind, you could just get picked right up, just like whoop, like elevator.
Right.
And the faster the headwind, the more likely you are to get picked up or plucked.
Right.
But it's that beautiful, the perfect scenario is like one step forward, and as you're kind of coming forward, you're getting lifted up, and then you can get into the prevailing wind with ridge lift, or thermal, depending